Attention. May I have your attention, please? Welcome to Sanders Theater. Please take a moment to identify the nearest exit. In addition to the 6 regular exits, there are also emergency exits at the back of the mezzanine and also at the back of the balcony. Please silence all cell phones, pagers, and other electronic devices. On the other hand, please tweet, text, Instagram, and Snapchat to your heart's delight. Our Twitter hashtag is Ig Nobel, I-G-N-O-B-E-L. On Instagram, we are Ig Nobels, I-G-N-O-B-E-L-S, which seems like poor planning. Flash photography is not allowed, so please disable all flashes. Recording short video snippets on your phone for personal use is allowed, but please limit these snippets to snippet length only. Please note, no food is permitted inside Sanders Theater unless that food is already inside your digestive system. And please, no spitting, no gargling, no electric toothbrushing, no earwax removal, no heart transplants, no colonoscopies. No parking on the even side of the street or your car will be tagged and towed. No parking on the even side of the street or your car will be tagged and towed. Finally, air paper plane throwing is not allowed, except during the 2 specified paper airplane throwing periods. The first paper airplane throwing period will coincide with the beginning of tonight's ceremony. The second paper airplane throwing period will occur at the ceremony's midpoint. Paper airplanes must be made of paper and only of paper. Adding weights, propellers, feathers, or anything else will not be tolerated by us or by the public safety officials of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. During each paper airplane throwing period, please wait to begin throwing paper airplanes or until you are asked to do so by the airplane announcer. Thank you.
Good evening. I am your airplane announcer, Nicole Sharp, creator of the world's most popular fluid dynamics blog, FYFD. We are almost ready to begin. Are your paper airplanes ready? Do not throw them yet. People in time zones around the world are watching this ceremony live on the internet. But the ceremony has not officially started yet. It starts when I say, and I'm not saying it yet, even though you're hearing it. It starts when I say 5, 4, 3, 2. There will be 2 paper airplane throwing periods during tonight's ceremony. Will the minor domos please unveil the human aerodrome? Remember, everyone, safety first, and really put your heart into it. I remind you, safety first. Throw at the target only, please. Safety first. Everyone prepare your paper airplanes for launch. I will count down from 5 to 0. Get set. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait! I almost forgot. Welcome to the 28th First Annual Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, cardiologists, and those who ate a hearty breakfast this morning. Welcome to the 28th First Annual Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. And now, Professor Jean Berko-Gleason will deliver the traditional Ig Nobel welcome speech.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Ich möchte gern nach Berlin mit dem ersten Zug reisen, aber das geht leider nicht, weil ich erwarte einen Freund aus Chicago und muss in Bremen bleiben, bis der Dampfer eintrifft. Wrong speech. Welcome. Welcome.
We are gathered here at Sanders Theater at Harvard University. I am Karen Hopkin, creator of the Stud Muffins of Science calendar. Thank you. And now, please welcome our most special guests, the new Ig Nobel Prize winners. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, literati, glitterati, pseudo-intellectuals, quasi-pseudo-intellectuals, pseudo-quasi-intellectuals, and the rest of you, may I introduce our Master of Ceremonies, the editor of the Annals of Improbable Research, Chief Airhead, Mark Abrams.
Welcome. Only one welcome. We are gathered tonight to honor some remarkable individuals and groups. Every winner has done something that makes people laugh and then makes them think. The Ig Nobel Prize ceremony is produced by the Science Humor magazine, the Annals of Improbable Research, and proudly co-sponsored by the Harvard-Radcliffe Society of Physics Students and the Harvard-Radcliffe Science Fiction Association. The editors of the Annals of Improbable Research have chosen a theme for this year's ceremony, and that theme is the heart. Tonight, 10 prizes will be given. The achievements speak for themselves, all too eloquently. The prizes will be physically presented to the winners by Nobel Laureates. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Nobel Laureates. A 2007 Nobel Laureate in Economics, Eric Maskin. A 2001 Nobel Laureate in Physics, Wolfgang Ketterle. A 2017 Nobel Laureate in Physiology or Medicine, Michael Rosbash. A 2016 Nobel Laureate in Economics, Oliver Hart. And the 1990 Nobel Laureate in Physics from MIT, Jerome Friedman. As usual, was prevented from joining us, and so he appears by the magic of video.
This as much as I am.
And we're stepping on each other's lines. But thank you anyway, Professor Friedman. Now, let's meet quickly a few of the other Ig authority figures who are on stage. The human spotlights who will illuminate the proceedings, Jim Brett and Katrina Rosenberg. The human curtain rods, Anne Madden and Maria Elisiva. The tweeter, Richard Baguli. The referee who will enforce certain time limits, Mr. John Barrett. And for old folks who are worried about sex and violence, or sex or violence, the not safe for work indicator will attempt to block anything offensive from reaching your eyes, ears, or imagination. Here is our NSFW indicator, noted New York attorney William J. Maloney. Mr. Maloney, would you please demonstrate your displeasure? Thank you. As you know, we used to have a problem at this ceremony. Many of the speakers would exceed their allotted time, and here's how we now solve that problem. Please welcome the charming, delightful, ever so cute Miss Sweetie Poo. Miss Sweetie Poo is 8 years old. Miss Sweetie Poo, would you please demonstrate what you'll do when a speaker exceeds his or her allotted time?
Please stop. I'm bored. Please stop. I'm bored.
Thank you, Miss Sweetie Poo. Now, Miss Sweetie Poo. Thank you, Miss Sweetie Poo. Miss Sweetie Poo. Thank you, Miss Sweetie Poo. Miss Sweetie Poo. Thank you, Miss Sweetie Poo. There are other important people up here. You'll meet them later. Our special thanks to two organizations who helped sponsor the ceremony, the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation and Abbott, the makers of the HeartMate 3 left ventricular assist system. Thank you also to Pepper Hamilton, LLP, Atlas Wines and Liquors, Redbones, and Toscanini's Ice Cream. And a big thank you to our Ig glorious ticket holders, and especially to the improbable Donald Bruck. Thank you all. A big hello to everybody watching this ceremony online around the world and elsewhere. A specially edited recording of tonight's ceremony will be broadcast on Public Radio's Science Friday with Ira Flato the day after Thanksgiving. Now, let's get it over with. Ladies and gentlemen, the awarding of the 2018 Ig Nobel Prizes. We are giving 10 prizes. The winners come from many nations. This year's winners have truly earned their prizes. Karen, would you tell them what they've won?
Each winner will receive an Ig Nobel Prize.
Ooh. This is the vaunted Ig Nobel Prize. What else?
A piece of paper saying they've won an Ig Nobel Prize. It's signed by several Nobel Laureates.
Oh. Do they get any money?
$10 trillion.
$10 trillion?
$10 trillion!
US dollars?
Zimbabwean dollars. A Zimbabwean $10 trillion bill.
What else?
They get a hearty handshake from Oliver Hart.
Okay. How nice, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Karen. And again, let me show off the prize just so people know what this is all about. This is what it's all about. Now you know. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was not planned. The Medicine Prize. The Ig Nobel Prize. The Ig Nobel Prize for Medicine, the winners are from the United States of America, and the Ig Nobel Prize for Medicine this year is awarded to Mark Mitchell and David Wartinger for using roller coaster rides to try to hasten the passage of kidney stones.
On behalf of Dr. Mitchell and myself, thank you very much. We did, in fact, research riding on a roller coaster to help pass kidney stones. The real credit goes to one of my patients. My patient went on spring break with his family to the Walt Disney World Resort to the Magic Kingdom and rode on a little roller coaster called the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad roller coaster. Now, he rode the ride, got off, and about 2 minutes later, passed a kidney stone. He was so convinced that the ride had caused it that he got back in line and rode it a second time. 2 minutes after his second ride, he gave birth to kidney stone number 2. He's feeling pretty cocky at this point, so he got back in line. Thank you very much.
You can collect your $10 trillion bill from the Nobel Laureates over there. Those of you in the audience, would you please help us recognize these researchers? If you yourself have ever experienced a kidney stone, we invite you to stand up right now and make whatever sound you feel is appropriate. Thank you. The Anthropology Prize. The winners are from Sweden, Romania, Denmark, the Netherlands, Germany, the UK, Indonesia, and Italy. The Ig Nobel Prize for Anthropology is awarded to Thomas Persson, Gabriela Alina Sokyuk, and Eleni Madsen for collecting evidence in a zoo that chimpanzees imitate humans about as often and about as well as humans imitate chimpanzees.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as you already heard, the reason we stand here this evening is a study in which we observed spontaneous interactions between chimpanzees and visitors. at Furuvik Zoo in Sweden. Our goal was to see if the two ape species aped each other. Well, they did. At about 10% of all produced actions for each species, that is at a similar rate. But most importantly, we noticed that aping had the effect of prolonging cross-species interactions. So we concluded that it served a communicative purpose.
And this social form of imitation has been claimed to be exclusive to humans. It can be seen, for example, in how we play with very small children. But when it comes to animals, imitation has almost only been thought of as a way of learning new skills. Our results, however, suggest that instead of a mechanism for learning new actions, perhaps the ability to imitate evolved primarily as a form of communication, having a social function first.
You can collect your $10 trillion bill from the laureates over there. The winners have brought with them a video from a related study. Now, here's a musical treat, the world premiere of a new mini-opera called The Broken Heart Opera.
Okay.
There are 4 acts, 1 now, 2 later, and 1 after that. It stars Maria Ferrante, Jan Hadland, and the Cardiac Chorus, accompanied by the Heart Throb Orchestra. Many of the performers in this opera are cardiologists or other biomedical researchers. Wave your hands, cardiologists or other biomedical researchers. Okay. Now, here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, my sweet little baklava. Tonight's hearty little opera is about 2 little kids. These 2 little kids have brought along a bunch of their friends who are also little kids. Say hi, kids. Hi! Shut up, kids. The 2 little kids have just heard a sad old Bee Gees song. They think the song is stupid and amusing. They sing the main phrase to each other over and over again.
How can you mend a broken heart? How can you mend a broken heart?
Shut up, kids. I'm trying to introduce you. These annoying little children are filled with an annoying quality called curiosity. They start to wonder how exactly they would mend a broken heart.
How can you mend a broken heart?
Shut up, kids. The kids are going to decide that mending a broken heart is a 3-step process. First, you build a heart. Then, you break the heart. And then you mend the broken heart. These headstrong brats and their friends are going to try to do just that. I'm telling you now, things are not going to go quite the way these urchins anticipate. But hey, we might as well watch them do their stuff. Okay, kids, go to it.
Can you mend a broken heart? Can you mend a broken heart? What would it take? What would it take? First you have to find a heart to break.
the Biology Prize. The winners are from Sweden, Colombia, Germany, France, and Switzerland. The Ig Nobel Prize for Biology is awarded to Paul Becker, Sebastian Le Breton, Erika Wallen, Eric Hedenstrom, Felipe Borrero Escaveri, Marie Bengtson, Volker Jorger, and Peter Witzgal for demonstrating that wine experts can reliably identify by smell the presence of a single fly in a glass of wine.
Thank you very much for awarding us. So, since thousands of years do humans live together with Drosophila fruit flies, which are attracted to our food and to our wine. We found that females of Drosophila melanogaster, they produce a pheromone that attracts their mates. Humans are extremely sensitive to this compound. We smell it at really small amounts. So if a female fly is attracted to your glass of wine and drops in, that's very sad for the fly, because the fly will drown. But it's also sad for you, because the pheromone will spoil your wine. Yet we do not know why our nose has detectors to sense a fly pheromone, but we are sure it's not to attract us to flies. Thank you.
You can collect your $10 trillion from the Nobel Laureates over there. We have a demonstration. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. You could tell at a glance from what happened which of those persons has the most experience working with fruit flies. Yes, the Chemistry Prize. The winners are from Portugal. The Ig Nobel Prize for Chemistry is awarded to Paulo Romão, Adília Alarco, and the late Cesar Viana for measuring the degree to which human saliva is a good cleaning agent for dirty surfaces. The winners were not able to attend tonight's ceremony, but they sent this brief video acceptance speech.
On behalf of my mentor, Dr. Adília Alarcão, and myself, I would like to thank the Ig Nobel Board of Governors for considering our work. And also, I know that it seems quite improbable, but human saliva is indeed an effective cleaning agent for surfaces like paintings, sculptures, or gilded. But don't try to use it in your kitchen counters. Thank you and have a nice evening. Bye.
Here with a special tribute to the winners.
We're going to give away
What's, mysterious voices. Here with a special tribute to the winners is the research curator of the Harvard Art Museum's Conservation and Technical Studies program, Francesca Bever.
Good evening. Yes, conservators and restorers have and do use spit routinely for cleaning artworks, and I will demonstrate this shortly. The enzymes in saliva are readily available and free and environmentally friendly. So this study is a wonderful example of scientific research used to validate long-standing traditional practices. And I should say that I've often wondered whether there is some, whether what is in one's meal might affect the effect of the, for example, if one is having a garlic-rich lunch. So may that's the next step for research. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you. So, let's see.
And now we have a brief demonstration. Thank you very much. Some of the Ig Nobel Prize winners from previous years like to come back to our stage. We always encourage them to do that, to take a bow and to help honor the new winners. We have two of them with us tonight. The 2008 Ig Nobel Chemistry Prize was awarded to one research team for showing that Coca-Cola is an effective spermicide. That prize was shared with another team who showed that it is not. Please welcome the leader of one of those teams and the inspiration for this whole series of experiments, Dr. Deborah Anderson. The 2002 Ig Nobel Economics Prize was awarded to the executive corporate directors and auditors of Enron, Gazprom, Lernout and Housby, and 25 other corporations for helping to adapt the mathematical concept of imaginary numbers for use in the business world. Please welcome a former director of one of those companies, David Karpuk. You can exit. Okay. And now we move on to some sad news about a past winner. If you were here at the Ig Nobel ceremony 20 years ago, you met Troy Hurtubise. Troy was awarded the 1998 Ig Nobel Prize in Safety Engineering for developing and personally testing a suit of armor that is impervious, or hoped to be impervious, to grizzly bears. Troy died recently in a traffic collision, not involving a grizzly bear, and we want to honor him. We want to honor Troy tonight. First, we have some bits of video from that ceremony 20 years ago, and also from the National Film Board of Canada's documentary film about Troy and his quest. The film is called Project Grizzly. The Safety Engineering Prize. This year's Safety Engineering Prize goes to Troy Hurtubise of North Bay, Ontario. A man who 10 years ago encountered a grizzly bear in the woods of northern Canada. He then spent years developing and personally testing a suit of armor that is impervious to grizzly bears.
I'm ready. Here it comes.
And ever since that day, from that day forward, I've never figured out why it happened, in that the bear didn't kill me. I've been on his trail ever since.
Perseverance, and imagination, and research.
H is fireproof. I'm going to show you that in a second. It's acid-proof, UV resistant, waterproof, bullet resistant, hot and cold tolerant. It's 50 to 75% lighter than steel, depending on your thickness. It is scratch resistant. It restricts creep and stretch. It will not tear, split, bulge, break, or fray on a full bend. It has a flex rebound memory ratio of 98% at a 2% strength loss. It is $7. That's kind of a big deal per square foot and a 1/4 inch thick. You want to try carbon fiber at that? Hundreds of dollars. This is the game changer. Oh, jeez. I can jig around tight, but I feel great.
We have a brief personal tribute to Troy from a fellow Canadian who, like Troy, is famous for bold, fearless innovation. Please welcome Harvard physics professor Melissa Franklin.
I was asked to speak about Troy because we shared a certain Canadianness and also a passion for extreme science. Although Troy was trained as a metal worker and my training was more particular, we shared an interest in things on the edge. Like some more than a few Canadians, Troy was an excellent linear combination of performance artist and extreme inventor. Of course, breakthroughs often follow time spent on the cusp of insanity. Troy was no stranger to this. Alas, circumstances may not have been optimal for Troy's success. It will be up to others to realize his many inventions. We lost him too early. Still, there's the movie.
Now, please bear with us in a final tribute to Troy. That's it. Bye, Troy. We will miss Troy very much. All right. Now, get set for something special, the 24/7 lectures. We've invited several of the world's top thinkers to tell us very briefly what they're thinking about. Each 24/7 lecturer will explain her or his subject twice. First, a complete technical description in 24 seconds, and then, after a brief pause, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. The 24-second time limit will be enforced by our referee, Mr. John Barrett. Mr. Barrett, do you have any advice for our 24/7 lecturers?
Keep it clean.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barrett. The first group of 24/7 lecturers is in position. The first 24/7 lecture will be delivered by the Brazilian neuroscientist who figured out how to figure out how many cells are in a brain. Susanna Herculano Huzel. Let me do that again. Susanna Herculano Huzel. Her topic, the brain. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
The sustained activity of excitable cerebral cells requires post-discharge repolarization against the membrane electrochemical gradient and demands energy influx that, absent photosynthesis, must be supplied by alimentation at a rate of 6 kilocalories per billion neurons a day, which exceeds the provisional capacity of unadulterated fodder in natura and curtails the evolutionary expansion of the encephalon unless counteracted by technologies for preliminary extracorporeal digestion.
Now, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Brains are expensive. Cooking allows more neurons.
The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by a Harvard graduate student in evolutionary biology who discovered a previously unrecognized form of the color black in certain animals. Dakota McCoy. Her topic, super black in animals. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Most colors in nature are produced by chemical pigments, whereby photons of particular energy excite electrons within the pigment, causing a change in the color of reflected or transmitted light. But some animals evolved mechanisms in their integument that multiply scatter light between the three-dimensional microstructures, leading to near-complete incremental absorption, broadband featureless black. This is mechanistically analogous to man-made materials, such as silicon structured by femtolaser blasting.
And now a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Some animals are very, very, very black.
It's time for Act 2 of the mini opera, The Broken Heart Opera. Here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, my tasty little Baba Ganoush. When we last saw these 2 delightful children, they were planning to build a heart, which, being human, they are going to break, and then try to fix. But the heartbreak, it'll come later. Right now, the 2 kids are educating themselves. What the hell is a heart? Using only common, everyday objects, how are they going to build themselves a working heart? Children, do tell.
Just
kids. Clear up your junk. Come on. The Medical Education Prize. The winner is from Japan. The Ig Nobel Prize for Medical Education is awarded to Akira Horiuchi for the medical report Colonoscopy in the Sitting Position. Lessons learned from self-colonoscopy.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to receive this prize. So, first of all, I would like to appreciate Endoscope and Japanese endoscope company. May I show you my procedure? Okay.
Chair. You can observe as closely as you like.
Thank you very much. So I just did self-colonoscopy at a sitting position using a small caliber colonoscope. So using a left hand and manipulate, and right hand put into a colon. Okay? I think this trial may be funny, but I learned many things. Anyway, please, people have a screening colonoscopy. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Put this back out. Okay, you can collect your $10 trillion bill from the Nobel Laureates over there. And now we have prepared our own demonstration starring one of the Nobel Laureates. Which one will it be?
The other laureates and I would like the audience to open their programs to page 6. If you see a picture there,
the not safe for work indicator has called off this demonstration. Time now for the second and final round of the 24/7 lectures. The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by an economist who won a Nobel Prize for developing a practically complete theoretical understanding of incomplete contracts. Oliver Hart.
Don't you say ready? No.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just contemplating what you guys almost did so much. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Yeah. His topic is incomplete contracts. First, a complete technical description in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Look at many contracts and they will have gaps and ambiguities. Take my agreement with Mark Abrahams to give this lecture. The agreement doesn't say what should happen if there is a hurricane, quite topical, or Sanders Theatre burns down. Heaven forbid. Lawyers and economists call such agreements incomplete. Incompleteness can explain why firms are sometimes superior to markets.
And now a complete, clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Good contracts are remarkably difficult to write.
The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by a cardiologist, a heart specialist, based at Brigham and Women's Hospital and an instructor at Harvard Medical School, Dr. Natalia Berry. Her topic, cardiology. Where'd that come from? First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Cardiology is the domain of medicine pertaining to the heart and blood vessels. Cardiologists treat coronary disease, heart failure, valvular pathologies, vascular diseases, cardiac arrhythmias, congenital heart defects, and cardiomyopathies. Cardiologists listen to their patients' stories as well as their heart sounds and use EKGs, echocardiograms, stress tests, cardiac catheterization, advanced imaging, electrophysiological studies, as well as a vast array of powerful drugs and other innovative interventions to save and prolong life.
And now a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
The heart, engine of life and love.
Did I skip it? The final 24/7 lecture will be delivered by a Harvard professor of organismic and evolutionary biology and of immunology and infectious diseases, a pioneer in computational biology, Pardis Sabati. Her topic, viral evolution. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
The 2013-16 West African Ebola outbreak led to over 28,000 confirmed cases, starting from a single entry into the human population. Over numerous rounds of human-to-human transmission, Ebola virus genome replication generated thousands of mutations, including an alanine to valine non-synonymous change in Ebola's glycoprotein. Based on multiple in vitro studies, this mutation increases infectivity of Ebola in a variety of human and non-human primate cell types.
Now a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set.
Viruses can change really fast.
I didn't say go. On your mark, get set, go.
Viruses can change very fast. They're scary.
The Literature Prize. The winners are from Australia, El Salvador, and the UK. The Ig Nobel Prize for Literature is awarded to Thea Blackler, Rafael Gomez, Vesna Popovich, and M. Helen Thompson for documenting that most people who use complicated products do not read the instruction manual.
Thank you. We did. We did survey studies, 4 of them, and 2 longitudinal studies, and found that most people do not read manuals most of the time. And most people do not use all the features on many of their products. Also, extraneous features have a negative effect on their experience with the product, and reading manuals or accessing online help was sometimes such a bad experience that people would avoid doing it even when they knew they were using the product wrongly, and reading a manual would probably help. So life is too short to RTFM. You might say that's not unexpected, and it makes you laugh, and we all knew that, but manufacturers and designers don't appear to know that. They've been adding more and more features to everything from phones and ovens to software to toys, and continuing to ship products with manuals or expecting us to access help online. So how can we fix it? You can read my book, and that will teach you how to fix it. Thank you to everybody.
Please follow the instructions for collecting your $10 trillion bill from the Nobel Laureates. The Nutrition Prize. The winner is from the United Kingdom. The Ig Nobel Prize for Nutrition is awarded to James Cole for calculating that the caloric intake from a human cannibalism diet is significantly lower than the caloric intake from most other traditional meat diets.
I have to find my speech now. Why don't you chew on something while I find us some food for thought? Okay. And to continue the puns, I really like research I can get my teeth into. As with most scientific research, there's always a kind of bigger picture behind what we're trying to understand. And for me, I'm really trying to think about the behavioral complexities of our human ancestors, like the Neanderthals. So we know that in modern humans, there's a whole range of motivations for cannibalism, from survival to warfare. But you know, perhaps in others, there's perhaps more than just meat for meat's sake. It turns out, calorifically, we're not that nutritious compared to a horse or a bison or a mammoth, which we know that were successfully hunted in the past. And we know that Neanderthals are increasingly more complex. They produce art, they have symbolism, jewelry, language, and complex societies. So, final food for thought is that perhaps we should consider that our ancestors had a greater complex attitude to cannibalism in the way that we do. Because if we can gain greater understanding into them, we can gain greater understanding into ourselves. And isn't that what science is about and why we're all here? So thanks very much. You can collect your $10 trillion bill. In honor of this prize, we have a special nutritional treat for the Nobel Laureates. The not safe for work indicator has called off this nutritional treat. You might, Eric, you might take it over, just show them what it is so they know what they're missing. Up to this point, the ceremony has been in one language, English. But this next portion of the ceremony will be simultaneously translated into multiple languages. Translators? As I said, it will be simultaneously translated into several languages. It will be simultaneously translated into Russian.
Она будет одновременно переведена на русский.
And simultaneously translated into Konkani.
Одновременно переведена на канкани.
And simultaneously translated into German.
Prozeduren werden automatisch in Deutsch übersetzt.
And simultaneously translated into Brazilian Portuguese.
Sie werden immer noch in Deutsch übersetzt.
And simultaneously translated into cheese.
Good havarti Swiss mozzarella cotta.
Thank you, translators. Thank you, translators. Now that this is clear, you may now translate the next portion of the ceremony.
Jetzt übersetzen wir eigentlich gar nichts mehr.
The second paper airplane deluge is about to commence.
Die zweite Papierflugzeugattacke.
It will be 30 seconds in duration.
Das habe ich jetzt auch nicht verstanden.
Please prepare your paper airplanes. Please aim for the designated target.
Die Brille passt jetzt auch nicht mehr.
Safety first. Safety first, everyone. The countdown begins. T-minus 7 seconds. T-minus 5, 4, 3,
Because
2, 1. Commence paper airplane throwing. There goes a paper airplane. And there goes another one. Oh, and there's one. Oh, here comes one right now. Here's another paper airplane. Oh, you just about got them there. There goes another one. And there's one. And here's another plane. Yeah. I think you guys have the idea. There's another one. Oh, I like the green one.
Mozzarella.
Somebody got some orange in here. And there's another plane. All right. The end.
Thank you, translators. That's the end. Okay. The paper airplane period is now at its conclusion. In the audience tonight, there are several official delegations that have come from far and from near. Karen Hopkin will direct our attention to some of these official delegations.
Thank you, my yummy moussaka. When I introduce each delegation, it will make its presence known by standing up and twirling in place 3 times, counterclockwise. Please greet these people with all the respect they deserve. Tonight we have the MIT Knight Science Fellows. Also in the balcony, the Harvard Radcliffe Science Fiction Association. The Sarnoff Cardiovascular Research Foundation. They're even behind me. The Darjangelos. We have Mensa. Mensa is the organization for people with abnormal scores on certain standardized psychological tests. The Harvard Radcliffe Society of Physics students. They are where wizards with the biggest hearts work, including Internet Hall of Famer, the late Frank Hart, BBN Technologies. And finally, we have the Museum of Bad Art. That is art that's too bad to be ignored.
The Peace Prize. The winners are from Spain and Colombia. The Ig Nobel Prize for Peace is awarded to Francisco Alonso, Cristina Esteban, Andrea Sergey, Maria Luisa Ballester, Jaime San Martin, Constanza Calatayud, and Beatriz Alamar for measuring the frequency, motivation, and effects of shouting and cursing while driving an automobile.
Thank you very much. According to the World Health Organization, 1.23 million people worldwide die each year because of a traffic accident. Let us consider that shooting and insulting, in addition to causing accidents, can constitute the first stage of a war, which may lead to physical aggression that could, in some occasions, have terrible consequences. Let's also remember that people use cars to make love as well, which is clearly better than eventually using them to get us killed. And it happens with this prize, we need to support authors because they are not compatible with certain negative emotional states, and for sure with they will lead us to peace. We need to be at peace with ourselves in order not to be at war with everyone else. Okay. I'm the peace Nobel. I can shoot you. I can insult you. I can. Okay. Thank you.
Don't forget to collect your $10 trillion, please. It's time now for Act 3 of the mini-opera, The Broken Heart Opera. Here's our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, my sweet little souvlaki. Okay. The two children have figured out how to cobble things together to make a working heart. It's a fancy pump, but they realize it's not just a matter of plumbing supplies. They also need to control how the parts of the heart work together, and that calls for electricity. The heart, it's also an electric device. Let's watch these devilishly clever kids figure it out and finish building their heart. Then, let's watch them start up their heart. Me? I predict disaster. But that's only because I know what's going to happen. Let me warn you, it's going to be noisy. No, I'm actually serious. Be prepared for some loud sounds. All right, kids? Do your worst.
In the heart, every part of a pump's got a pump with strict control. With strict control. La 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 la. Every part needs to know when to stop, when to go. All the time they must coordinate. They must coordinate. Yeah. Electricity is key. Electricity. Each portion of a pump must get a proper thumb. Get a jolt. Get a jolt. Electricity. Set the pace, quick or slow. How fast should it go? What rhythm? What rhythm? What rhythm? Control, 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 control. Don't go too slow. Do not go too slow. No, no. Don't go too slow because that invites danger. When it's too slow, there's a name for that. Bradycardia. When it's too quick, there's a name broken heart. No one knows, nobody knows how to mend a broken heart. Oh no, oh no. I don't know. No. I don't know.
Okay, kids, time to clean up your mess again. Hurry up, kids. Company's coming. Thank you, kids. The Reproductive Medicine Prize. The winners represent the USA, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, India, and Bangladesh. The Ig Nobel Prize for Reproductive Medicine is awarded to John Barry, Bruce Blank, and Michelle Boileau for using postage stamps to test whether the male sexual organ is functioning properly as described in their study, Nocturnal Penile Tumescence Monitoring with Stamps.
We sought to answer Bugs Bunny's recurrent question.
What's up, Doc?
When physically normal men sleep and dream, they have complete erections 1 to 5 times a night. Physically impotent men don't. In-hospital mercury strain gauge penile plethysmography was the standard method to measure nocturnal penile tumescence in 1978. We developed an inexpensive stamp test to demonstrate the absence of sleep erections and here we are. "40 years later, on the campus of Harvard University, telling you all about it. By the way, the answer to Bugs Bunny's question is...
And what was the question?
What's up, Doc?
Our time.
Okay, collect your $10 trillion, and winners, there are 2 winners who forgot their prizes. If you'd like to come over and collect them, that would be okay with us. And yeah, here. Okay, somebody else forget something? No? Well, we'll take care of that later. Meantime, right now, we have a demonstration. We invite biologist Danny Adams, physicist Melissa Franklin, and reproductive biologist Dr. Deborah Anderson, to demonstrate this research. Thank you, doctors. If you have any comments, please don't make them. And now the final prize, the Economics Prize. The winners are from Canada, China, Singapore, and the USA. The Ig Nobel Prize for Economics is awarded to Lindy Hanyu Liang, Douglas Brown, Hui-Wen Lien, Samuel Honig, D. Lance Ferris, and Lisa Keeping for investigating whether it is effective for employees to use voodoo dolls to retaliate against abusive bosses.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here receiving this prestigious award, especially after our paper has been characterized by the press as bizarre and absurd. So in our work, we wanted to understand why people keep retaliating against their abusive bosses, and we presented them with a voodoo doll and to see whether stabbing a voodoo doll make them feel they've retaliated. And people actually feel a lot better. They feel their sense of justice being restored. So I really want to take this opportunity to thank my former boss. This guy right here. For teaching me everything about how to deal with abusive bosses. And I really want to acknowledge my cats, Caramel and Kit Kat, for providing me with all the emotional support. Okay. My cats don't interest you? Okay.
I'm bored.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't forget to collect your $10 trillion from over there. Would the person who left their Ig Nobel Prize here, wouldn't you really like to have this? You just come on over or wave your hand. We'll have someone bring it to you. No? No? Anyone out there? Forget? Okay. Well, before we finish up with the triumphal handshaking of the winners and then the grand finale of the opera, we remind you to join us this Saturday afternoon, 2 days from now. The new winners will give free public talks to explain, if they can, what they did and why they did it. These free public lectures happen this Saturday, 1 p.m. at MIT, Building 10, Room 250. Saturday, 1 p.m., MIT, Building 10, 250. That event is free. No tickets are necessary. Just get there early, grab a seat. And if you can't attend in person, we will be live casting that for the first time this year. Now, it's time for the triumphal handshaking. All of the new Ig Nobel Prize winners will now emerge one by one through the sacred curtain, there to receive a token handshake from Nobel laureate Oliver Hart. Let the emerging and the shaking begin. Come, come now. Thank you. Now it is time for the thrilling conclusion to our mini opera, The Broken Heart Opera. Here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, Mark. You're my hero. Well, oh, please. This is the end. The two kids and their friends have built themselves an electromechanical heart. They've started up the heart, and then the heart broke. Now, we know that these kids do not know how to fix a broken heart. All right, kids, I knew you were gonna fail. Now what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do now, you sad little smarty pantses?
Many questions. Oh, my heart is bursting with questions. Oh, his brain is thirsting with questions. For research is needed.
Were two pumps enough? Ours were winning pretty rough. Maybe we need more. Maybe even four.
on just how much blood. Tell me how much blood.
Cholesterol, really high cholesterol, bad for all hearts? Is it bad for some? We have questions.
Many questions. More research is needed. More research is needed. More research is needed. Everybody, more research is needed. More research is needed. More research is needed. More research is needed. More research is
The Heartthrob Orchestra on piano, Julia Jung. On accordion, Dr. Thomas Michel. On bass, Dr. Bruce Copeland. On violin, Lijo Shah. The Cardiac Chorus. Soloist Jan Hadland. Soloist and our opera director, Maria Ferrante. And now, Professor Jean Berko-Gleason will deliver the traditional Ig Nobel Goodbye, Goodbye speech.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's honor all of the many, and it's a lot of people who put tonight's ceremony together. They're back there and there and there. They're everybody you see on the stage here. They're over here. They're downstairs. They're upstairs. One might be on the roof. I'm not sure. But all of them, please. Would everyone on stage please gather up at the front of the stage for a pointless photo opportunity? Just move right on up to the front of the stage. Okay. And please, everybody, whack your hands together and shower them with self-esteem. On behalf of the Harvard-Radcliffe Society of Physics students and the Harvard-Radcliffe Science Fiction Association, and especially from all of us at the Annals of Improbable Research. Now, kids. Now, kids. Okay, kids. All right, kids. Okay, hold it down, kid. Just, everybody, you calm? Okay. Please remember this final thought. If you did not win an Ig Nobel Prize this year, and especially if you did, better luck next year. Thank you. Good night.
Snilling now.